chemical energy and converts into electricity. So, however, considering that most EVs are charged using electricity produced by burning fossil fuels, and the whole EV value chain involves heavy consumptions of electricity, many people doubt whether the battery industry is really green. So, what's your take on this?
Thank you for the questions. This question has been asked decades. So someone did a study, Wall Street Journal, University of Toronto, they already did a study to the full comparison between the EV car and a traditional ICE combustion engine car. In a similar grade, for example, it's like a similar grade. So after they started, the first 20,000 marriages, the emission of carbon is similar, reach the same point. So if you go longer, we talk about 100,000 miles, then the EV save 77% less carbon compared with the internal combustion engine cars. So this is already clear, even in today's mixed power generated by the fossil fuels. Secondly, for the battery itself, everyone is thinking about battery. Probably you guys think about a lead acid battery, or you guys think about a primary battery. So how can make the battery green during the manufacturing of the batteries? Definitely innovation is very important. So Seattle have been built 2 plants certified by the World Economic Forum. We call the lighthouse manufacturing plant. This is the only 2 battery plant in the world so far being certified as the lighthouse. But one of the plants, I'm very proud of that, is from Sichuan Yibin plant, which is being certified by WEF, zero carbon emission plant. Zero carbon emission, definitely we did it. So with the technology, with the renewable energy, with the energy storage from battery, we can make the battery green, even the manufacturing process. So, and then people try to ask, how is the supplies? How is the mining? So how is the cathode material productions? Yeah, we still have a long way to go to find out what to do. Just like Mr. Lufut said, there's a lot of renewable energy resource in Indonesia. If you're talking about 427 gigawatt. So in such a case, you think about a gigawatt is times the 1,000 hour, maybe 2,000 hour. That's a huge renewable energy resource. So we can put the energy storage here also to help Indonesia to make Indonesia production of the mining, cathode, battery, cars, everything green. So I have all confidence on that. Thank you.
Since you mentioned the supply chains, I want to do a real quick follow-up questions. You know, the world economy is actually facing a lot of difficulties, including the supply chains disruptions, energy crisis, and trade tensions, and among others, which have hindered the development of many industries, including the EV industries. So I was wondering, what is the biggest challenges for you guys?
Yeah, I think the most challenging in this industry or all industry today is still how to make the innovation technology to overcome everything. Just like I mentioned, the battery was so expensive, people cannot afford it. But if you can make the battery cycle life 10 times, then each cycle, each mileage become very cheap. So you can afford it. So innovation is so important in everywhere, especially in the supply chain. Another thing is, for example, the material price going up very quickly. We're talking about lithium carbonate, we're talking about nickel. But if we can do the recycles, at the end of the day, 99% recycled the materials. So at the whole society, the material become very cheap and also sustainable, affordable. Another reason is recycle. Recycle need good technology to do the recycles. Good technology come out again, innovations. So key challenge to us, to this industry, is we need to keep on doing the innovation things. Another example is a sodium battery we invent. I was proud of that because sodium is abundant. There's a lot of sodium in the world. How can make the sodium battery compatible with the lithium iron phosphate battery, a similar energy density or even higher a little bit? Current, yeah, first generation, yeah, it will be lower. But the second or third generation on the road can be higher. So the most important for the society, for everyone in the world, is give little pension, give little encouragement for the innovation of the people. Give the support on education, give the support on R&D. I do believe technology will change the world. And even anything else will be the second priority. Thank you.
Thank you. It sounds like an ecosystem. Every dot is connected together with technologies and sustainable development. Alrighty, thank you again. So, Mr. Andrew Forrest, with the decades of your experiences in business industries and everything, how can we demonstrate to the world's major economies that acting sustainably can be done without sacrificing economic growth?
Very good question. I think Fortescue is a role model of that. We aren't Indonesian, so we can't capture so much offshore wind, so much hydropower, but every country in the world has its own sources of green energy, some more, some less. But we now have the democratization of energy, where energy doesn't have to come from some despotic country which uses it as a weapon against other countries. We now produce energy everywhere. And the technology spoken of here by my friend, absolutely correct. The technology is changing super fast. I've shown you just one example of trains. But let's not forget that batteries take us to a point, but after that, we need a mobile fuel source. And that mobile fuel source is, of course, hydrogen, all its derivatives, ammonia, artificial methane, artificial LNG, artificial aviation fuels. These are all made from the miracle molecule of green hydrogen. And, I'll sign an MOU with a major Indonesian company this afternoon. We're going to make green pig iron, we're going to make green steel. We can't do that with a battery. We need that chemical reaction which we get from hydrogen. We're doing the same thing in Western Australia. We absolutely know that there's a wonderful balance between batteries, which we're investing in, the cutting edge technology in the world, and in green hydrogen. So my strong, earnest appeal to the leadership of Indonesia, to the leadership of the world is, yes, let's get after batteries, we're all doing it, but let's always remember how valid your question was. If the batteries are not powered with green energy, then they're nowhere near as good as they could be. Let's go for utopia, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have the world's cutting-edge batteries from supply sources which are competitive, all powered by green energy. The solutions are there, we've just got to go after it.
So how can companies like yours, to ensure resources are not depleted to the point where it will impact the future generations?
Okay, I'm not a subscriber to the world running out of metals. I mean, I have seen huge copper deposits reveal themselves, huge rare earth deposits. I don't think we need to go anywhere near deep sea mining. As the price level shifts up, massive deposits become commercial. Price level shifts down, they stop being commercial. But we're not short of the molecules on the terrestrial Earth crust for copper, nickel, niobium, sodium, titanium. There is enormous resources out there.
Alrighty, thank you again for all your insightful points of view sharing with us here today. So it's almost noon, and for lunch, it's lunchtime. I don't want to hold you guys too long. But before we go, I'd like to ask each of you to give all the viewers here today with us one quick note so that we can take home with. Shall I start with you, Mr. Luhut? One quick note, one word or one sentence you want to share with all of us so we can take home with.
Well, I think I just want to share a message about Indonesia and yeah, look at Indonesia differently and don't hesitate about what happened in Indonesia, like with my friend Robin, you know, he's the biggest player on the lithium battery. Now we engage him to be in Indonesia. Same also with Andrew Forrest. So let's do something in Indonesia because we are very rich in the natural resources. We have especially the renewable energy, which is not many countries has this like Indonesia. So again, thank you very much for this opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Zheng.
Thank you for the timing. I think invest technology, invest innovation, you invest future. Thank you.
And maybe you'll become richer, I guess. Mr. Andrew Forrest.
Look, I'd like to leave you with this scientific point. The world is warming way rapidly than we thought. We thought 2050 was a safe bet. It's not a safe bet at all. What we're seeing around the world are these drying and heating events, which as a scientist you cannot take as coincidence. You can't believe in coincidence. If you've got drying events in China, Indonesia, Australia, America, Europe, all happening at once, that's no coincidence. We have a 2025, not a 2050 problem. So I say to chief executives and chairmen in this room, incentivize your chief executives through your remuneration committees to turn your companies beyond fossil fuel. That's your job. If you're not prepared to do that, hand it over to someone who will. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again. Well, today we had a very insightful and intriguing discussion, hopefully. I hope every one of you here with us would have something valuable to take home with. But perhaps one last question before we go. What kind of changes should ordinary people like me could make in their daily lives to contribute to the sustainable drives? Thank you everyone again for joining us today live here at the B20 opening panel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the inspiring talk, and we've got many beneficial insights and also information from the talk that you just moderated. So thank you very much, and coming all the way from China. Pak Luhut, thank you, and also Mr. Chang Yuchun, thank you so much, and Mr. Andrew First, of course. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, next up on the agenda is the B20 parallel session, which begins at 1 p.m. I know you can't wait to have lunch now, but I need to give you this information. And this ballroom will be divided into 4 sections, where each of the session will explore the policy recommendations made by the 6 B20 task forces and the Action Council. You can see that there are 4 mini stages. Each of the stage will be discussing about different topics, and each session will explore the policy recommendations made by the 6 B20 task forces and also the Action Council. And please make sure you check the schedules and join the next session, and you will need the headphones that we have prepared on your respective seat. I would like to reiterate once again that our B20 parallel session will begin at 1 p.m. And once again, please do enjoy your lunch and also coffee and the break. But I would like to thank all our sponsors for this summit. PT Astra International Tbk, PT Bayan Resources Tbk, PT Indika Energy Tbk, Sinarmas, April Group, Bakri Group, PT Bank Sentral Asia Tbk, PT Bank Negara Indonesia, Persero Tbk, PT Elang Mahkota Teknologi Tbk, PT GoTo, Gojek Tokopedia Tbk, PT HM Sampurna Tbk, Indonesia Financial Group, PT Indofood Sukses Makmur Tbk, Lipo Group, Permata Bank, PT Pertamina Persero, PT Sawit Sumber Masarana Tbk, PT Telekomunikasi Indonesia Persero Tbk, PT Virtue Dragon Nickel Industrial Park, and last but not least, our blue sponsors Adaro Indonesia, Jarum Foundation, and PT Grab Teknologi Indonesia. We will have an hour of lunch break, and please do enjoy the buffet that we have set up in Singaraja Hall. Once again, buffet is served in the Singaraja Hall on the first floor, which is sponsored by TOTM Technologies. Once again, I'd like to reiterate this, that the buffet is set up in Singaraja Hall on the first floor. And please return to the main hall, ladies and gentlemen, by 1 p.m. And please do enjoy your lunch. We will see you at 1 p.m. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this ballroom will be divided into 4 sections, where each of the session will explore the policy recommendations made by the 6 B20 task forces and the Action Council. Thus, we would like to encourage you to bring along your belonging, and please make sure that there's no belonging left behind. As once again, this main ballroom will be divided into 4 sections. We thus encourage you to please bring along your belonging, and we hope there's no belonging left behind or unattended. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as the main ballroom will be divided into 4 sections, we kindly invite you to bring along your belonging, and we hope there's no belonging left behind, as this main ballroom will be divided into 4 sections. Thank you very much, and thank you for your cooperation.